Hey, Patriots Nation. We're back with another exclusive update on everything happening in New England. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so you never miss any breaking Patriots news. The atmosphere around the building has been described in hushed tones, and the whispers grew louder the moment Mike Vrabel was seen, leaving a closed-door meeting with that unmistakable look of frustration. People close to the situation say the head coach did not simply raise his voice. He let something out that had been simmering for a while, and the name at the center of it all was Drake May. According to the rumor making the rounds, Vrabel felt blindsided by an action taken by the young quarterback, something perceived as crossing an invisible line of respect inside the locker room. The way it is being told, no one from the roster stepped forward to defend the move, and that silence spoke louder than any shouted argument. Teammates reportedly exchanged looks, the kind that suggest disbelief rather than support, and that reaction is being interpreted as a sign that the issue goes beyond a single misunderstanding. For a franchise that prides itself on discipline and internal accountability, the idea that a quarterback might alienate an entire group is explosive. Vrabel's alleged outburst, fueled by his own background as a player who earned respect through grit, is being framed as a warning that reputation means nothing if trust is broken. Those familiar with Vrabel's personality describe him as intense but calculated, someone who chooses words carefully until a line is crossed. That is why this situation feels different. The speculation says Drake may made a comment or gesture toward another player that was taken as dismissive, even insulting, and the ripple effect was immediate. In a locker room filled with professionals fighting for pride and longevity, perceived arrogance is rarely forgiven. Vrabel, having lived the life of a linebacker who depended on unity, is said to have felt the tension instantly. Sources claim he reminded the team that talent does not grant immunity, and that respect is earned daily. The striking part of this rumor is the claim that no one stood up to say they accepted what May did, which implies a deeper fracture. Instead of a single disagreement, it begins to look like a philosophical clash about leadership. The quarterback position demands command, but command without humility can quickly turn into isolation. Vrabel's reaction, if the stories are accurate, was less about anger and more about disappointment. As the story circulates, analysts are speculating about how Drake May's rapid rise may have contributed to the situation. Being labeled as a future cornerstone brings expectations and attention that could distort perception. The rumor suggests that May might have believed his role allowed him to speak freely, perhaps too freely, forgetting that every word carries weight. In a team environment shaped by veterans and grinders, that kind of misstep can echo loudly. Vrabel's alleged comment that no one accepted the behavior is being interpreted as a stark assessment of locker room sentiment. It paints a picture of a young quarterback learning the hardest lesson of professional football, that leadership is not declared but granted by peers. The tension described is not explosive chaos but a cold, uncomfortable distance. People are saying practice felt different, conversations shorter, eyes avoiding contact. Whether true or exaggerated, the narrative feeds into the idea of a crisis built on emotion rather than strategy, and that makes it more volatile. The speculation deepens when considering Vrabel's own journey. As a former player who earned accolades through relentless effort, he understands the cost of division. The rumor paints him as someone who saw a familiar pattern, a talented individual unknowingly stepping on fragile bonds. That recognition supposedly fueled his strong words. Insiders whisper that Vrabel emphasized accountability, reminding everyone that the emblem on the helmet outweighs any single name. Drake May, according to this tale, listened but did not respond publicly, a silence that has been interpreted in multiple ways. Some say it shows maturity, others fear it reflects shock. The lack of immediate reconciliation feeds the rumor mill. Fans are left wondering whether this moment becomes a turning point or a lingering scar. Vrabel's role as both disciplinarian and mentor places him in a delicate position, and the way he navigates this could define the team's internal culture for a long stretch. Another layer to this unfolding story involves the unnamed player who was allegedly offended. Speculation suggests this individual felt disrespected in a way that challenged personal pride. In professional football, pride is currency, and losing it publicly can sting deeply. Vrabel's reported reaction implies he sided with the collective rather than the star, reinforcing the idea that no one is above the group. This approach, while principled, can create tension with a quarterback expected to be the face of the franchise. The rumor claims that meetings since then have carried an edge, with messages about humility and shared sacrifice repeated often. Whether these accounts are fully accurate or embellished, they resonate because they touch on universal themes of leadership and ego. The Patriots' identity has long been associated with a certain standard, and any deviation sparks intense scrutiny. As a narrative spreads, it is framed not as a confirmed incident, but as a cautionary tale. The image of Vrabel exploding is symbolic, representing a breaking point rather than literal chaos. Drake May's actions, whatever they were, are being portrayed as a learning moment magnified by circumstance. Fans and commentators alike are speculating about the long-term impact. Will this strengthen bonds through adversity, or will it expose fractures that cannot be easily repaired? The rumor thrives in that uncertainty, fueled by the dramatic contrast between expectation and reality. In the end, this story is less about a single offense and more about the fragile balance of respect, authority, and growth within a high-pressure environment. As the rumor continues to evolve, the focus shifts to how Drake May is handling the aftermath behind closed doors. According to speculative accounts, the young quarterback has been quieter, more observant, as if recalibrating his approach to leadership. Those close to the team suggest he is realizing that raw talent and accolades from earlier stages do not automatically translate into unquestioned authority. In this version of events, May is said to be absorbing Vrabel's message, understanding that every locker room has its own language and hierarchy. The absence of public confrontation is fueling debate. Some interpret it as a sign of internal processing. Others worry it might allow resentment to fester. Vrabel, meanwhile, is rumored to be watching carefully, gauging whether actions follow words. This dynamic creates a tense, but potentially transformative period. The idea that no teammate accepted the original action hangs heavy. Acting as a silent benchmark, May must now overcome through consistent behavior rather than speeches. Speculation also paints a picture of veterans stepping into informal leadership roles. Without issuing ultimatums, they're said to be setting examples through routine and effort. This subtle response is often more powerful than direct criticism. The rumor suggests that May is being tested in real time, challenged to align himself with the team's rhythm. Vrabel's philosophy, shaped by years in the league, emphasizes that true leaders listen first. The alleged crisis is being reframed as an opportunity, albeit a painful one. Observers speculate that if May embraces this humbling experience, he could emerge stronger and more respected. If not, the divide may widen. This uncertainty keeps the story alive, as every small gesture is scrutinized for meaning. The media narrative surrounding Vrabel adds another dimension. Known for his intensity, his reported reaction is being interpreted as both a defense of team culture and a personal statement. As a coach who once stood shoulder to shoulder with teammates, he understands how quickly morale can shift. The rumor implies that his strong words were meant to protect the collective identity. In doing so, he risked creating friction with a key player, but perhaps saw no alternative. This calculated risk underscores the seriousness of the situation. Vrabel's past success as a player and coach lends credibility to his stance, making it harder for anyone to dismiss his concerns as overreaction. The locker room, according to whispers, respects that authenticity even when it stings. Another angle gaining traction is the psychological toll of being under constant scrutiny. Drake May's journey from collegiate star to professional quarterback has been swift, and the adjustment period is unforgiving. The rumor suggests that the pressure to perform and lead may have contributed to a moment of poor judgment. This humanizes the situation, framing it not as malice but as miscalculation. Vrabel's response, then becomes a reality check rather than a punishment. The idea that growth often comes through discomfort resonates with fans who have seen similar stories unfold. Whether this interpretation is accurate or optimistic remains to be seen, but it adds depth to the speculation. As conversations continue, the alleged crisis is increasingly viewed as a crossroads. The way teammates respond moving forward will reveal whether unity can be restored. Rumors hint at small gestures of reconciliation, subtle nods, shared drills, moments that suggest healing. Yet the memory of the initial offense lingers, serving as a reminder of how quickly trust can be shaken. Vrabel's role is depicted as that of a guardian, ensuring standards are upheld without crushing potential. This balancing act is delicate and the outcome uncertain. The story captivates because it reflects the complexity of leadership in a high-stakes environment. Ultimately, this speculative narrative is less about assigning blame and more about exploring the fragile ecosystem of a professional team. The claim that no one accepted what Drake May did underscores the power of collective judgment. Vrabel's alleged explosion symbolizes a refusal to compromise core values. Whether this moment becomes a footnote or a defining chapter depends on choices made away from cameras. For now, the rumor persists, feeding curiosity and debate, reminding everyone that success is built not only on skill, but on respect earned daily within the walls of the locker room. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Your support helps us bring you the latest updates on the New England Patriots. And of course, drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from Patriots fans. The rumor gains even more layers when people start talking about how moments like this tend to reshape power dynamics inside a locker room. According to speculative chatter, situations where a quarterback is openly questioned rarely fade quietly. Instead, they create an undercurrent that influences everything from casual conversations to how instructions are received. In this case, whispers suggest that Drake May is now navigating a space where every reaction is measured, every tone analyzed. Teammates, consciously or not, are watching to see if his presence aligns with the collective pulse. This is where Vrabel's influence becomes crucial, because his reputation as a straight shooter gives weight to silence as much as to speeches. The alleged lack of immediate forgiveness is being interpreted as a message rather than punishment. It is as if the locker room is saying that trust must be rebuilt organically. Fans speculate that this slow burn is intentional, allowing May to grow into the role rather than forcing reconciliation. The tension, while uncomfortable, may serve as a crucible, testing character more than arm strength. Another persistent rumor revolves around how organizations historically respond to internal friction at pivotal positions. Observers point out that teams often face a choice between protecting an asset and preserving culture. In this narrative, Vrabel is portrayed as firmly choosing culture, believing that systems outlast individuals. This stance, if accurate, sends a powerful signal to everyone watching. It implies that no resume, no projection, no future promise outweighs the present reality of respect. Drake May's response to this environment is said to be introspective. Sources speculate that he has been seeking guidance, not through grand gestures, but by observing how veterans carry themselves. This quieter form of learning is sometimes the most effective, even if it lacks drama. The rumor frames this phase as a test of humility, one that could redefine May's relationship with the team. Whether this recalibration is embraced or resisted will likely shape perceptions for a long time. As the speculation continues to circulate, it becomes clear why this story resonates so deeply. It taps into the universal truth that leadership is fragile, especially when expectations are sky high. The image of Vrabel expressing raw frustration, combined with the claim that the locker room did not rally around May, creates a compelling narrative of accountability. Some believe this moment will eventually be remembered as the spark that forged stronger bonds, while others fear it marks the beginning of distance that never fully closes. What keeps the rumor alive is the absence of clear resolution. There is no dramatic confrontation, no public apology, just a sense of unfinished business. In that uncertainty, fans project their own interpretations, turning every subtle interaction into evidence. Whether the story evolves into redemption or regret remains unknown. But for now, it stands as a powerful reminder that in professional football, trust is as critical as talent, and once shaken, it demands patience, humility, and time to be restored. That's it for today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving fresh and exclusive Patriots news, make sure to subscribe and hit like. We always appreciate hearing your opinions in the comments. See you in the next one, Patriots Nation.